Everyone's favorite banana-loving minions are back. Now how do they fare in the latest installment in the ongoing Despicable Me franchise? I'd say this was a rather strong showing with a few faults. Rise of Gru takes place a little bit after the events of the first Minions movie, with the Minions now working directly under Gru. Gru, only a child at this point in time, longs becoming a supervillain. This longing to become a supervillain may become a reality once an opening for the Vicious Six opens up. The Vicious Six in this movie are known as top tier bad guys and the best of the best in the business. From the beginning, I can appreciate the fact that even though this Gru is different from the one we know from the Despicable Me movies, he's still very much the same person, bringing that sense of familiarity.
Yes, I am pretty despicable. You don't want to cross me?
The plot itself was pretty warm and endearing, about a little boy who's just looking up to his mentors and trying to make his place in the world as a supervillain. Although I do feel like it was a bit misleading as well. While this is known as Minions Rise of Gru, this really felt more of a Gru origin story. I don't think it's a bad thing that the story went in this direction, but it's a bit odd that out of the Minions, only 4 of them, Kevin, Stuart, Bob, and Otto, got any focus when there were dozens of them. The characterization in this movie was pretty solid. The Minions acted like the crazy old Minions we've grown to know and love. Gru acted like Gru even as a kid. And honestly, the Vicious Six managed to really surprise me. I thought there'd be a bunch of stereotypical villains, and while for the most part the 5 who served as the antagonist role did, but Wild Knuckle really stood out to me as somewhat of a very good mentor for Gru. The bond that Wild Knuckle and Gru managed to forge throughout the course of the movie was something I did not expect, but something I very much enjoyed. On that note, I did find Kevin, Stuart, and Bob's karate lessons to be amusing, but I didn't really get that sense of bonding that they got with the karate teacher, like Gru had with Wild Knuckle. A similar thing could be said for Otto and the motorcyclist, who had the green amulet. Illumination is no stranger to making their characters vibrant and expressive, and that definitely was the case with Rise of Gru. Each of the scenes in this movie felt expressive and full of life. The voice acting was also on point. Steve Carell's killing it as usual, and honestly the Minions voice acting was the best we've had yet. And finally, when it comes to the OST, we did have those familiar Despicable Me soundtracks we get from various scenes, but I was kind of hoping we get something a little stellar, like something similar to Happy. But it's still fine nonetheless.
Hey! Minibus!
Overall, Minions Rise of Gru is a wonderful story focusing on Gru in his early years, on his rise to villainy, and his bond with the Minions. The movie's packed with a number of great voice acting, great animation, great bonding, great characterization. It even has a few nice callbacks to the original movies, such as including Dr. Nefario, and even a picture of Vector. If you're a fan of the Despicable Me franchise, I definitely recommend giving Rise of Gru a watch. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, try to give a like or leave a comment. If you didn't like what you saw, try to leave me some feedback to see in ways I can improve. Thank you. Have a nice day.